Never seen a lame man walk. Never heard a dumb man talk. Never seen a blind man see. I promise you will change his name. Never seen a canceled debt. Never seen all the poor get fed. Never seen a prisoner set free. I promise you will change his name. Broken heart made whole. Never seen an orphan find a home. Never seen a weak find.
What is up, internet, science, computer world out there? How you doing? This is Bigger T coming at you for the Big C and Bigger T podcast. I'm joined as always for the 24th time. 24 straight weeks, baby.
One
Big C.
We get rid of car.
Clint Clark. Where are you, man?
I'm in an undisclosed location. I'm in an underground bunker.
Okay.
It's called. My wife went out of town and took the computer, so I found an undisclosed location.
That's right. Yeah.
That
Funny
no
thing,
one knows about.
Funny thing, I've taken a job at a school as a facilitator for online classes. So I kind of make sure the kids that are taking their online classes. And Clint's wife is one of the teachers of some of my kids. She's teaching civics to them. And so we email back and forth about the class like I do with all the facilitators or all the teachers. And so I said, well, do you think Clint's making it okay? And she said, yeah, he's already whining.
I am.
It's tragic. It's a tragedy in Greenbrier right now.
Well, the AC in my house went out yesterday.
Oh.
And I went home. I came to work. Of course, my stepson said, I said, well, I was out doing something. I came back, said, hey, I'm going home. Ronnie and Scott, he goes by Scott now. Scott. And I was, since he came out after hours to look at my AC, I tried to do him the service of not calling him Scotty, calling him Scott Kreisel.
That's right.
With Genesis Refrigeration.
That's right.
A local AC company.
And when they come out after hours, big shout out to them on the big.
Yeah. Donnie Alberts also, because it's Donnie Alberts, Scotty and Ronnie. They run an AC company. Genesis
Heating crew, Air, man.
Yeah. Good dudes. If you're listening and you're around this area, you ever need it taken care of, just let me know. Let me know. I'll give you their information.
Yeah. All right. So you're making it by yourself, though. You're surviving. You know,
yes,
your wife's out of town. You're going to make it. Okay. Well, if you need backup, you start hearing scary noises.
I've got to figure out how to do laundry, though. That's going to be a chore.
Well, turn
them
inside out and let her bump, bro.
Yeah. I Febrezed myself yesterday, so that's good. Like, just took a bottle of Febreze.
Yeah. It works for fabrics.
Yeah, it works for fabric, but I put
fabric
it
skin. Yeah, fabric skin. Same thing, really. Yikes. A Febreze bath. Working in the school, I'm seeing these kids that are back to the Axe bath or the Axe body spray bath. These kids are. I had a kid come up to my desk the other morning. I was like, "Whoa, dude, you are cranking it. You need to I can't push that button so hard."
I can't. My grandmother, my mom, she bought me like some bod, like a bod gift pack one time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The back me and Anna was dating. I took it.
Probably from Fred's.
Yeah, I went and took it to her house, and that way I'd have something there. And my stepson, he decided he'd just go to wash it instead of his kid stuff. And she said he came out smelling like a man. Had some of that spray.
Yeah.
And I was like, he put some of the spray on, and he had a good. He loved it. So that's all.
Remember what our Axe body spray was back in the day?
I have no idea. I don't think I wore it.
Well, it was the brown can of right guard spray deodorant. Remember that?
You know,
We'd
I'm
get
not
out
sure
of
if that's why
football.
that was Tom Clark's deodorant of choice. And I didn't like it because it always burned my armpits. If I ever sprayed that on my armpits, it was like,
A lot of guys, had that in the field house and stuff.
you
They-
definitely smelled it for sure.
Oh man.
But I wasn't the
Gosh.
one that dealt it.
Yeah, that's right. All right, man. Here we go. Let's get started here. We have one Holy Shnikes moment, Clint. I'm sure you saw it. If you're a Razorback fan and you have Twitter or social media at all, you saw the picture of KK Robinson, who's a sophomore at Arkansas, basketball player. His little brother was on an official visit or unofficial, whatever, a visit to Auburn, goes to Bruce Pearl's office, gets a picture with Bruce Pearl, and he's wearing an Arkansas shirt when he's getting his picture made with the Auburn head basketball
great.
coach. Sign the kid right now. Who cares what else if he's a decent basketball player, who cares? Let's sign him because we sure don't want Bruce Pearl to say, all right, I'm turning this kid and stealing from us.
But it was cool that Bruce Pearl took the picture. Bruce
It
Pearl
is.
could easily been like, look, dude, I'd love to take a picture with you, but I can't do it in that shirt. I'm going to get roasted.
Yeah.
So Bruce Pearl had they probably joked about it and had fun with it. If I love Bruce Pearl, if you don't count that he's constantly under FBI investigation, he's one of the biggest cheaters.
But the thing is, even some of the stuff he cheats by, like he got in trouble at Tennessee for having a barbecue, like smoking meats for your football team, man, or your basketball team.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, NCAA, get over it. I like the guy for doing that. Now, he did some other stuff.
And I do love, and I was at an Arkansas Auburn game, and I think Daniel Gafford had like 57 dunks.
Yeah,
It's a rough estimate. But I mean, Mike Anderson was coach at the time, and he took the players out one by one, let the seniors get their shine.
Yeah.
And Bruce Pearl was cool about it. He didn't,
Yeah.
So there's some stuff that he does wrong, but he's also a pretty class act. But that was cool, and it was a good troll job. If it was a troll job, like I'm going on this official visit.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna wear an Arkansas shirt. So
That's right. Yeah.
that was cool.
All right. Well, the Hogs are doing their preseason practice, Clint. Hopefully you've been following that. If you get on YouTube, they've done a good job of getting all the different coaches, media availability, and then several different players. And so that's been really neat. But Clint, one of the things, okay, we need to start off with this, I think.
Okay.
We started a little segment, a couple weeks ago, where we just said, stop it. Just stop it. Because people need to just stop it. They get fired up about stuff. They're fired up on KJ again.
Yeah, because me and you were talking about that. I read an article that was comparing him to Jared Lorenzen. KJ's about 235. And KJ's what, 6'4"?
Yeah.
That's a good size. He's like, I like to be 10 pounds light. But KJ moves about 100 times better than Jared Lorenzen.
I think KJ's in the 240s right now.
Yeah.
He wants to get down to 235. That's where he wants to play at.
I mean, it's not. I mean, there may
But Jared Lorenzen played college football games at 400 pounds. He played quarterback.
Yeah,
It close to
285 when he's in shape.
Yeah, but we know. Come on, Clint.
Yeah.
That's what it said.
Well, I played, when I played at Tech with we had a guy named Todd Matthews, All-American. He played the Division II game, the All-Star game, and he went out, and he was always listed at 350 in the program. You know why he's always lifted at 350 in the program, Travis?
What's that?
Size of skill would go.
Yeah.
That was it. That was it. Like, I loved hanging out with him because I felt small. And it's not every day that I felt small. Yeah, because me and him and old Nelly were walking through Walmart one day. People were just walking by looking at it like, oh my God, dude, guy's big. I was 6'4", like 289. Nelly was about 6'5", 320, and Todd Matthews was 6'7", 6'6". Good Lord knows what.
350.
350.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's the thing, you know, and that's like, you know, Oliver Miller was, you know, 6'9", you know, 280 pounds. 280 was a few cheeseburgers back.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it's just, I just think, I don't see the comparison.
I don't.
I don't even see the comparison on how they play. Jared Lorenzen did not out athlete people.
No.
He did not out quarterback them.
But look,
He out hustled. He out mentality, mental toughness. I mean, he was a solid player, right? But totally different types of players. I think
I think that's one of the most. I'm looking forward to a lot of things, you know, about football season. Watching KJ play is something. You remember Chad Morris's last year. I know you've probably tried to forget it, but
right.
Yeah, but everybody's like, play KJ, play KJ. Why isn't he playing KJ? Because literally the only thing that could have saved his job was, well, no, he's going to lose his job, was to you put KJ in and say, okay, well, we got something here that's going to provide.
Just to have some hope.
Yeah, because they had no hope, and he just didn't want to play him, and so it made didn't make a lot of sense.
And in the scrimmages, they finished their last scrimmage the other day. Clint, our boy Hornsby, they say he's looking good out there. In fact, there's some people on, I think, like RJ Hawk and some of them on the radio were saying they think he'll be the starter before the season's over.
Yeah, I don't think so. Well, the way KJ plays, there's the chance of him getting knocked out of a game. It probably will happen. But what's great about it is you're playing a true football schedule, and you've got Rice on the schedule. We should beat Rice by a few touchdowns.
Yeah.
Not saying we're going to, but you should.
Yeah.
So you should see Malik Hornsby play in some meaningful actions. You play UAPB, you should see time. Georgia Southern. So there's 3 games right there where it could get out of hand. And what I love about, you know, if you listen to Pittman recap, he goes, we feel really good about 1 and 2. What worries you about Malik Hornsby, if I'm just going to be blunt, is, you know, the transfer portal. Is he going to bide his time like KJ did? Because KJ is a redshirt sophomore. Yeah. KJ could go pro after this year if he has a great season. But KJ could also stick around potentially 4 more years.
Yep. It could. Yeah, you're right. That's something we'll have to see what happens. It could be to where we're stuck without anybody, really.
Another interesting camp move that's happened is they've moved Landon Rogers, 3-star quarterback out of Little Rock Parkview, moved him to tight end. And apparently it was his idea. He suggested.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've heard too, is that it was he, you know, Briles said that he suggested it. I sometimes have a hard time believing that. But I saw a couple of videos of him and he looked good running routes, man. And he's a tall, thin, athletic kid. Well, you know, he's got some thickness to him. But he may be pretty good there. Another one that we're hearing a lot of good things about is Rocket Sanders.
Yeah.
We've talked about him on here. They say he's, you know, Pittman was talking about, he said, you know, I guess if your nickname's Rocket, you're going to try to run outside most of the time. He He said, but he's 228 pounds. He said, we need him running up the middle, and he's starting to figure that out. And that was the only thing holding him back was, just from hearing people talk in the spring,
Right.
what was holding him back was him getting to where he could run up the middle and had a passion for running up the middle. So there's a lot of folks saying that he'll end up being the starting running back before it's all said and done, that he'll, has a chance to lead the team in rushing. With his size and ability, I could see that happening if he really is what everybody's saying.
Well, and ball security was a big issue for Traylon Smith last year.
Yep.
And
It was a big issue for him, and where it was New Mexico State, where he was before.
Arizona State.
Mexico, Arizona State, where it was, yeah. It was an issue for him there too before he came to Arkansas.
So I'm and I'm really excited. There's a lot of competition on the offensive line. A lot of competition on the offensive line, and which is crazy considering you return 5 starters. Crawford, the transfer from Charlotte, is pushing Dalton Wagner every step of the way.
Yep.
The only things that would shock me, as long as they're healthy, is if Luke Jones is pushing the starter. I think Limmer. Is it Bo Limmer that was starting?
Yeah, that's a battle.
Yeah, but literally, other than left tackle and center, those two positions are set. If Stromberg's healthy, Stromberg's starting. But
yeah, and Stromberg's
snaps are crisp, and
Stromberg was injured, and they put Clary there.
Yeah, and Clary scares me. Not as much as I probably scared Coach Mullins when I was snapping a football. But his shotgun snaps could get a little wonky sometimes. So I really think Stromberg's the key. Stromberg's the key to that. And especially when you've got a timing offense like what Briles has.
Another big name that's they're talking a lot about is Keyshawn Jackson, wide receiver.
Well, I heard he moved to tight. No, I'm thinking another Jack.
Keyshawn Jackson did go to tight end at one point, but they moved him back to receiver, I think. But they're saying he's up there in that battle to be the number, for sure the number 3 guy, and he could push to be the number 2 guy.
With Arkansas's offense, the way that they want to go fast, they want to run a lot of plays. You're going to have teams do what Missouri did last year, cheat, fake injuries.
Yeah.
There's no other way. Does everybody do it? Yes. Does Missouri do it a lot? Yes. It's cheating. Play them straight up. It's like Pittman said. Pittman respects the integrity of the game. He said that's an integrity of the game issue. But you're gonna run a lot of plays, and you're gonna need to, and so you're gonna need a lot of bodies.
Yeah.
So they're gonna run a lot.
And the thing is, they'll spread the ball around a lot, and so it's going to give. I'm not too worried that we don't have a Michael Woods, a guaranteed number 2, because I think every week somebody's going to be the number 2. It's going to be whoever's got the weaker defender on them.
Yeah.
That's just going to be, and who runs the routes in that part of the field where the weaker defenders are for the other team. Because then this offense, that's what Briles is going to do. He's going to hit on the weak parts, and he'll run Treylon Burks there as much as possible, as he should.
Yeah, the things you're going to see that you haven't seen in the past, probably through the scrimmages and stuff. It's close, so we haven't seen it. You'll see a lot more of KJ running.
Yeah.
Not only can you hit KJ can hit you back.
Yeah.
And that's what it's not, because me and you were talking about this today. It's nice to sit back and be excited about the football season.
For sure.
You're always excited, but this year I feel like they can be competitive and they can be good. Last year we wanted to see improvement and see them be competitive, and we saw that. And now there's expectations.
Well, think about it right here, Clint. Think about this. We just talked about all the storylines. We didn't talk about any defense.
No.
And then, the reason? I think the reason is everything's pretty solid over there.
It is.
We know what we have, but part of it's because we got 6-year linebackers. We know what Poole, Morgan, they're going to have some great big tackle games. They're also going to step the wrong way and they're get it beat because they're slow of foot on some plays, right? But I'll still take their heart and their passion over a lot of guys.
Well,
We have our D-backs we have Buster Brown. We got Catalan. By the way, his brother is doing a great job.
Yeah.
At receiver.
Slusher playing good.
Slusher.
Clark.
I think Clark got moved over behind Brown, and Bishop is taking that other corner spot.
Well, I mean,
Now, that was in
feeling
practice
good.
the other day. I don't know if they flopped that back.
Well, and Clark can play. I mean, he's going to get exposed by some of your elite SEC receivers because he was a walk-on the other day for a reason, but now he's not a walk-on anymore. He's a scholarship cornerback. And he played a lot as a redshirt freshman last year. And, he played so well that he caused the kid to saying, you know what, I'm just going to sit out.
Yeah.
I'm going to opt out.
Yeah.
There were games in the season.
That's right.
But he's going to get some time. He's going to get some minutes. The 3 transfer defensive tackle, defensive lineman playing good.
And the guys that have been there, like Zach Williams, Eric Gregory, they're flashing too. They're showing that they've gotten better. So it's not like you said, man. It's nice to be excited about football.
But we're a legit SEC football team. We're a legit SEC team.
That's
But
right.
not everybody's really excited about the SEC, are they, Travis?
No, they're not.
Oh,
They're not.
they're.
In fact, there's a group of some people that, you started hearing about this the other day about forming an alliance. What are we in a Marvel movie?
I don't get it. I mean,
The
you got
alliance. Oh no, be afraid of the alliance.
I mean, at the end of the day, y'all are doing. First off, they're like, look, we're gonna do this alliance amongst us 3. They just left the rest of the Big 12 teams like, Oklahoma State, we really don't care about you.
That's right.
Honestly,
And then the question is, they had a press conference and they're like, okay, so what are y'all doing? We're forming an alliance. Well, what's an alliance? It's a group of these teams, these schools. Well, what do y'all do? We're an alliance. Like it's like something out of a bad comedy.
Yeah.
Like we don't like they're not gonna play each other. They're not gonna share money. All they're doing is saying, look, they're saying it before it happens. They're saying, look, SEC, if you try to pick on us, we got our buddies too. You can't pick on us. You can't bully us.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Try having a college football playoff and saying, okay, Oklahoma, Alabama, and Georgia, none of them are going to play.
Yeah.
And I say those all the time in my head because they've been in the playoffs in recent memory.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we're not going to play. Y'all we're going to do it amongst ourselves. Y'all go ahead and give Clemson the trophy. Even though they didn't beat anybody for it.
Yeah.
I mean, really, at the end of the day, the road to national championship goes through the SEC.
Yeah.
You're going to have to knock off Alabama, Georgia, Florida, and Arkansas.
That's right.
I can't back that one up. But you're going to have to.
Right.
You're going to. It's still. Sankey holds all the cards.
Yeah.
Pac-12, you ain't produced the playoff teams as the playoff team started. Big Ten, you throw. I mean, I don't know why Jim Harbaugh still has a job.
And you're one of the better competitors.
By the way, I'm going to go off on a tangent here that we haven't discussed about. So, you see stuff on the recruiting trail that just irritates me sometimes. Jim Harbaugh had a sleepover at a kid's house a couple years ago.
Yeah.
He went and slept over at the kid's house. If a grown man says, hey, I want to come spend the night with your teenage son, No, get out. Get out.
Stranger danger.
Like, I'm happy my son's being recruited, but you're not going to spend the night with him.
Mom, Daddy's wearing khakis. Stranger danger.
You go spend the night at a teenage kid's house. First off, I don't know why anybody didn't call Child Protective Service on them parents, because like they let some strange man spend the night with his son. Did him and Harbaugh share?
And then,
Did they, did they play Farkle? Or
and they paid off the cops because he probably bought that kid booze. I mean,
that's one of the ones that
that's just weird.
Well, that's been such a it hasn't panned out.
Yeah,
there at all. I mean,
you remember watching him play football though?
Yeah,
he was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Captain Comeback, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I thought he'd do more with Shea Patterson than he did.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Okay, Clint, here let's transition here.
Okay, sorry. I had to go. I went off on a tangent. I'm sorry. You gotta reel me back in.
I know we were talking things that make sense there. Let's talk about things that don't make sense.
Oh,
you ever have a time in your life when something happens, Clint, or you see a situation and you just gotta you just stop and you just kind of really. And for those of y'all that can't either listening on Apple or Spotify, I'm making a face to go along with this. Clint's making a face to go along with it. But just let's say if we type this out, it's really question mark, exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point. I think that would be the official way to write it.
Because I posted this on my Facebook page a while back, just my personal page, about, who would you rather be stuck behind in line? And this people that make you go, really? Like, if you're ever in a gas station and you're stuck behind lottery ticket guy, and he keeps like, okay, give me a 7, a 2, a 12. Then he goes over and he just scratches them real quick. And then like he just spent $20 in lottery tickets. And then he comes back, he's like, I won 40, so give me a 26, a 19, an 11, a 2, and a 3. And then they play in their own numbers, so they're over there filling it out, and you're just like, oh God. Like,
I've even had them do this, Clint. I've been in line, and they'll just get to the side so I can go up there, right? And I'll be in the middle of setting my stuff on the counter, and all of a sudden I'll see their hand reach in. I'm one with this one. Give me 2, like while I'm putting my stuff on the counter. And then I broke his arm and kicked him in the teeth.
Well, good.
I didn't really.
And you do drive a harsh lesson.
I didn't really do that. But that's what I wanted to do. I agree with you, Clint. Lottery ticket guy. Really? Do I not exist? Am I not standing here? Am I not? Really?
And I love the lottery scholarship and us doing that, but I really wish Arkansas would have voted that down so I never got stuck behind lottery ticket guy.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm all for the lotto in other states that I don't live in.
That's right.
I just don't want to be stuck behind lottery ticket.
That's the way it is, right? That's right.
Ever again.
Well,
like, it's just, I roll my eyes so far back in my head I can see what's behind me.
That's right. Well, here's one of my really moments.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I live down here in Camden, Arkansas. We only have so many places to go eat, right?
Right.
And one of the busiest places in town is Sonic. Because Clint, no place hops like Sonic.
Sonic, the Dollar General of restaurants.
It is. They're everywhere in the South. I mean, right? So I don't know if you've noticed, but Sonic now has these science computers that you can touch.
Oh yeah.
On their little deal, the menu thing, right? And so now if that's not working, then what you still have to push the button, and they got to send a little car hop out to manually take your order, which takes longer. I mean, it's fast food. You don't want to be there long anyway, right? Well, at our Sonic here, I don't know if it's at other Sonics, but at our Sonic here in Camden, those computer science screens tend to go out. Okay. Now, that's a very simple thing. If you go to get gas at your local Valero or Shell station or Exxon, whoever it is.
Station without them paying us.
Sorry. Any gas station there is, right? And their pump isn't working. They put a yellow bag over it. It says out of order.
Right, yeah.
They put a sign up, right? Not at our Sonic.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh. Because they want you to go ahead and pull in there, and they'll go ahead and send that car hop out there to take your order manually. And you know you're going to stay there for much longer. Why put a daggum sign up that says out of order before I pull in there thinking, oh, I got a good spot? Really? I get up there and I pull up and I'm like, they have the moving pictures on the screen that make you even hungrier. You find out what the deal of the month is or whatever. And I pull up and black screen. Really?
You know what this is, Travis?
Really, Sonic?
You know what this is?
The Sonic app.
The Sonic app. Really? Hates technology guy. Really? Really? I can't tell you the last time I went to Sonic and not ordered ahead on the app.
See, I don't
do
that because it's already fast food anyway. So I'm like, is my life that busy that I can't sit there?
Part of the reason I do it is because they do half price drinks all the time, and I'll go just to get a drink sometimes. I'll go and get half price on the sweet tea. That's part of the reason. But yeah,
and that may cure my problem. I may need to. I got the app. I think I got it to get a coupon one time.
Yeah. So and they always have deals on there, and you can customize your sandwich there, and then you can order it ahead and just pick it up. The order on apps, especially when you have, because Travis, do I have an attention span at all?
No.
I don't have patience. Am I boring you?
No. I'm just tired.
You got the job. You got to get up and help them children get on the computer. So
5 in the morning comes early.
No, I mean and I have no patience either. That's part of the reason. As Southern as this voice is, I don't hunt or fish because I have no patience.
Yeah.
But that's just one of them things. Like I can always order on the line, order on the app,
on the line,
on the World Wide Web, on the internet, on the science computers.
Yeah. All right. What's your next really?
Well, I kind of just went off on a tangent on hates technology guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But so I gotta let you have your other one.
Okay. So my second one is this. All right. You're trying to leave your house, right? Or you're trying to get ready but you're running late. And all of a sudden, or you're trying to do something important.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden your phone rings. Like,
what happens?
It's just it's just a family member just checking in.
Oh,
it's someone that's not got anything really important. They're just wanting to say hi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you're like right in the middle of something important, or you're carrying stuff to your truck to get ready to leave, and all of a sudden your phone starts ringing. You're worried it's something important, and all of a sudden, really, that's all it is. Maybe I just said something bad about somebody, but yeah, I don't like that.
Like really, like you just said,
it's not, and it's just, and they didn't do anything wrong. They didn't do anything wrong by calling me. It's just kind of one of those cosmic things. If that's when they're going to call me, especially if you've been waiting on a call, And then you wait around, they don't call. And all of a sudden you get ready to do something. That's when they call.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like, I called somebody the other day for the first time I'd ever called them. I'd always just texted them and I said, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't know my phone made calls.
Yeah, that's right.
It's because I'm like, I'll Marco Polo you and the guys, and I'll Marco Polo people. But for the most part, I text or Marco Polo.
I'm still a phone call guy.
Yeah, I'll call some people. But
I'll text and stuff, but I still like phone call every now and then. I just think it's a little more personal. All right, what's your next one?
So the other day, this happened a couple of weeks ago. Me and Anna were at Harps, and you know how Harps they've got the gas station checkout because the gas station, grocery store in one, the grocery store over here. So we're checking out, and an old lady comes in, and we get there about the same time. Like we were there a little bit early. In all due respect, it would have been we could have went first. But me, being the polite gentleman I am, and Anna being who she is, we're like, go ahead, go in front of us. She's like, oh, are you sure? I'm like, yes, please go ahead. She proceeds to open her checkbook.
Checkbook lady.
Checkbook lady.
Did she have coupons?
She didn't have coupons. But I'm like, it's
that'd been even better.
2021. People haven't wrote checks in 15 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, what?
Yeah.
Like what?
Really?
Like, check lady, really? And then I remember I was like, Anna, you had to let freaking check lady cut in front of us. Like, I don't know who I'd rather be stuck behind in line. Lottery ticket guy or check lady.
They're about the same.
Because I have no patience. I have just zero patience.
Well, then it takes longer for the store to run the check.
Yes. They got to fill it out.
I got a funny story about that.
Go ahead.
When I moved down to Camden, I was working at a hardware store as a salesman, and we used to go to this local restaurant. It was kind of like a Colton's, something like that, except local. And this lady was one of the managers there, and the restaurant, it was locally owned. Everything, they had good food, but sometimes their service would be really bad, right? Well, there was one time I took my youth group in on like a Friday night, and we literally waited 3 hours for our food. Like, and this is in Camden, Arkansas. Like, if you live around Conway and Little Rock, you're used to waiting 45 minutes just to get a seat, right? Or 30 minutes to get a seat. We don't have to do that in Camden, okay? And so, like, it was really bad, but I didn't complain to the lady real bad. I still tipped her, all that kind of stuff, right? And I could have really, people with me were really having bad attitudes. I was trying to be a good example, have a good attitude. Well, fast forward, she comes in my store. And in our store, if you write a check, we had to run it through this deal that, pretty much does it almost like a debit card.
Right, yeah.
It does the check electronically. And so I said, it'll take a couple minutes for me to do this. And she threw a fit that it was going to take a couple minutes for me to run that check. And I looked at her, I'm like, really?
I was like, really?
3 hours for my food, lady. 3 hours.
And
you're complaining about 2 minutes to run your stupid check.
I don't even have a checkbook anymore. I just don't.
I do.
Yeah,
I do. I still have one, but
yeah,
I don't use it very much.
Well, when I moved back from North Carolina, when I was going through my divorce, I had to pay Rufus with because that was my landlord.
Yeah,
Fawcett,
Mighty Rufus.
And he, but you had to write him a check. So that's the only reason I had a checkbook was for my rent, and I actually ran out of my checks from my bank in North Carolina, so I ended up having to move my checking account here. So,
Well, I keep a checkbook mainly for my tithes at church. And that's the main thing. I usually have one check a week comes out of it. That's about it. And then my water bill sometimes comes out of it, but they just got it to where I can do it online. So that's it. Okay. Here's one, Clint, that we'll disagree with, I think.
oh, okay. I'm looking forward to this.
We talked about
It's always good when we disagree a little.
And this one we'll disagree on. Okay. If you're a restaurant and you say, we are open for dinner from 5 till 10 in the evening. If I come in at 9:45, I expect you to treat me like you would anybody else because you're advertising your hours until 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you want your workers to be able to go home by 10, then you need to advertise you're open till 9. Okay. And cut it off then. However, I know you were saying as we were talking about this, that you don't like the guy that comes in at 9:45 and expects you to seat them and or be able to order food.
Oh no, it's really not that bad. I mean, you know, it's a tad annoying, but I've been that guy that sit down late, be like, hey, we can sit here. I personally just don't like doing it because I feel like I'm doing someone dirty and I'm such a people pleaser that I just don't like. I don't like doing it to people. It's not something I'll do. If I can help it.
I'll put it this way. I'm a bigger talker on here than I am in real life on doing things.
Yeah.
I won't go in a place if it's not 30 minutes before they close.
Now, you remember me, you, and I think Paul, we're in at Frank Brandon's back when it had moved. It was in the gas station.
Praise the Lord. You just mentioned
went
Frank
down there,
Brandon's.
and we were sitting there.
Audience, Conway, Greenbrier folks, anybody comment right now. Do you remember Frank Brandon's?
Frank Brandon's.
What was your favorite thing to eat there? What was your favorite milkshake? Okay, my favorite drink, cherry limeade. It ain't none of that Sonic crap with Sprite and a lime squeezed in it.
Oh,
he made fresh limeade, baby.
Had the mini golf right next to it.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it was.
Yes, sir.
I'm happy I brought. But we were sitting there eating. It was back when they were in the gas station. Me, you, and Paul, and they turned the lights off on us.
Yeah, that was. If Big Frank would have been there, he would have fired the whole crew.
Yeah, but they did. We were sitting there, and it wasn't like, I mean, they'd been closed like 5-10 minutes, and they were like, like, he would have fired the whole crew.
Really? Because that's what Frank Brandon's was, man. That was a late night, man. You go, you know, man, Frank Brandon's. Listen, folks, if you don't know what Frank Brandon's was, we call it footlong Franks. Even though I never did order the footlongs.
I did. I loved going places, getting the hot dogs, stuff like that.
See, and I won't order hot dogs at a restaurant. I just won't do it. Hot dogs are what you eat when you run out of food.
See, that's what you Sue Clark will tell you. I was always a footlong chili cheese dog guy. That's what I did. Yeah. I'd go get that. But
anyway, Frank Brandon's was it's kind of just a greasy burger, just lots of deep fried things. They had those onion petal things. I always ate those. They had a good burger. They had a good, you get a pizza burger there. You remember Pizza Burger?
I do remember that.
It was almost like it looked like a chicken fried steak, except it was seasoned Italian seasoning, and then they put a little piece of cheese, and then they would bread. The breading would be over the cheese, and then they put some marinara sauce on the burger. It was so good.
You know, and I remember getting like ice cream there more than anything. Like they had a dip ice cream go. You know, with my dad, when he was proud of it, he want to say like, "Good job, son." He would take you to like Frank Brannan's or Dairy Queen, get you a dipped ice cream cone. So every time I eat a dipped ice cream thing, like, I think of my dad because like I'd done a good job. I got it twice.
Your dad was only proud of you twice. Both times.
I'm proud of you, son. Let's go get a dipped ice cream cone. I'm like, okay. That happened in 1987 and 1992.
Nice.
It never gets since.
That's right. Yeah, man. Frank Brannan's, you could get any kind of milkshake you wanted.
Oh no, it was so good.
You could always. I remember me and Wesley, we used to get creative with it. We'd get all kinds of weird mixes of stuff, but you can't beat chocolate, peanut butter, banana. We would mix those up, kind of an Elvis special, throw the chocolate in. Whew. Man, I'd already ate my supper.
My belly, I'm starting to like, man, I wish I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go down to the gas station for Frank Brannan's just to be and cry.
That's right. In the later years, I started eating their Philly chicken and cheese sandwich. Man, it was good.
Yeah.
They'd cook that chicken on the flat top, and of course I get it without the bell peppers, but man, it was good stuff. Anyway,
my granny.
Sorry, every town had a type of Frank Brannan's, right?
Yeah.
Like in Clinton, we had the Burger Brawl, which I love going there because they had the Kiss pinball machine.
Now, do you remember the Hickory House is in between Greenbrier and Clinton?
Oh, it's still there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still there.
Choctaw,
yeah. But anyway, you could go there and get ice cream. It'd be soft serve ice cream. It'd be like that high. Like, I mean, they
give you a large styrofoam cup with it because the guy would stack the cone so high that it wouldn't last very long. And you'd have to just dump it in that cup to eat all your ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My pawpaw would every time we drove past it, we'd stop. The other thing I was mentioning is my granny Audie, she lived to be 90 something years old. She once a year she would want a burger from Frank Brannan's. The only place you'd eat a burger from was Frank Brannan's.
Yeah.
That woman, she cooked everything in a hog lard. Lived to be 90 years old. You figure that one out.
Hey, she knew what she was doing. Frank Brannan's. Well, tell us, y'all get on there and get on the Facebooks and the Twitters and wherever you can comment and tell us about the places like that. You know, the Daisy Queen up in Marshall. That's another one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I took my church up to do mission trips up there, and I took them to the Daisy Queen, and those kids fell in love with it, man. And Clint, I got them to make me, the last time I was up there, a peanut butter, chocolate, peanut butter, bacon milkshake.
I bet that was interesting.
It was excelente, por favor. It was very, very good. Well, Clint, we talked about a lot of random stuff today, man.
It was definitely a random show.
It was a random show.
We hadn't planned to talk about Frank Brannan's, but you get off on it and you're like, oh my goodness.
Dude, when you mentioned Frank Brannan's, you probably saw if you're watching this on YouTube, my eyes light up, baby. Frank Brannan's brought back tons of good memories.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you, I don't know. I can't tell you what I would give for one of those cherry limeades right now. I could drink one of those and drop. And like I said, folks, I'm not talking about Sonic's cherry limeade with a Sprite and some cherry squeezed in it. I'm not talking about that junk. I'm talking about I'm talking about real fresh squeezed limeade that Frank made with his own arthritic hands that morning.
So
Dude,
you're on death row, Travis.
yeah.
You're having your last meal.
Ooh, this will be good. Yeah.
Are you drinking Mama Sue's Kool-Aid or Frank Brandon's lime?
Oh my gosh. I want a glass of both.
Yeah, we'll just
Can I
mix them
get that?
together. Like, hey, you
Can I
know what?
get
I'm
that?
not on death row, and I'll never be on death row, so I'm not going to pick.
That's right. Well, if I'm doing death row and this is my last meal, heck,
I ain't even going to eat. Just bring me a thing of
I'm
Kool-Aid. Bring me the Frank Brandon's lime.
I don't care if I pee all over this electric chair. Just let me have it.
Like, I ain't got to clean it.
That's right.
What are you going to do? Wake me up and say, clean it? You
Right.
kill me again? Like, nah.
That's right. No. What's in that meal for you, Clint? Off the top of your head, what's in that meal for you?
Oh no, I've thought about this. Anna makes a chicken salad that is one of my favorite, and I'm not a chicken salad fan. I love this stuff.
Really?
There's something about the way she makes it. I love it. Like I'll sit there. And what's funny, she makes.
Does she grill the chicken first, or
Huh?
how does she cook the chicken first?
She get a rotisserie chicken. It's just the way she seasons it. Put a lot of mayonnaise in it, and I don't like mayonnaise. That's what's crazy. Just the way she flavors it, and of course, Mom's dirt cake.
There you go.
Chicken salad, dirt cake. I'm going out.
There's a restaurant in El Dorado called the Gibson. I think it's called the Gibson. I'm probably saying the wrong name, but they don't sponsor us anyway.
Yeah.
It's fancy smancy type place. But I've known some folks. Sean Michelle played there, and I went down and watched him one night, and it was a Thursday night, and their special was shrimp and grits. And Clint, that shrimp and grits, they've taken it off the menu since. It's one of these bougie places that, they keep like a real tight menu. Like it's not, there's only like a handful of things on the menu. It's not,
Right.
but man, there was a couple of different, like a green sauce and another kind of a purplish looking sauce that was on it. And then on the grits on each side. And when you mixed all that together, Clint, the shrimp was seasoned just right. It wasn't, but you got the flavor of the shrimp, not the seasoning. Like it let the flavors come through of what you were eating. Dude, that's one of those meals where I would go back.
Yeah.
And, I went back there, as a matter of fact, and they'd taken it off the menu. I was so mad. And I got the filet mignon, which it was one of the best steaks I've ever had. But that other one was one of the best meals I've ever had in my life.
I bet.
The shrimp and grits. It was really good. Anyway. And dessert, we used to take a mission trip over to Crawfordsville, Arkansas. It's a little town, about 500 people, just outside of Marion. And there was a restaurant there that made a bread pudding that was like people would travel. Like it was a hole in the wall little Italian place. This Italian family just set up, started cooking food in this little old downtown of this place. And the place burned down. But some of the folks in the church had the recipe for it. And so like I got a cousin that can make it, and I got the recipe somewhere, but oh my goodness, dude, that bread pudding is, whew. And that's one of those things I haven't had very often,
Yeah.
I mean,
So did you ever see the episode of Friends where like they were trying to get, I can't remember which one of their mothers or grandmother's cookie recipe. And it turned out to just be the recipe off the chip package.
oh, nice. Yeah.
It was pretty good. Because you telling that made me think of that.
Yeah.
Well, hey, looking forward to next week. Next week's actually game week. We'll be doing a little preview of the Rice game next week.
That's right. And next week we're going to give
our
our
research.
And next week we're going to give our predictions.
Season predictions of
on what we think the season's going to be, what our guess is on the wins and losses for the
Yeah, we
team.
gave kind of a ceiling and a floor last week, so it's going to be somewhere in between.
That's right. What we really think the Hogs are going to do, and you can hold us to it. And if we get it right, you can praise us. If we get it wrong, just forget we ever did it.
There you go.
Anyway.
All right. Well, till next week, guys.
Hey, 25 next week, Clint. That's the big one.
25.
You know, for me, I didn't use tobacco. I didn't smoke. So 18 wasn't that big of a deal.
Oh.
I didn't drink. So 21, I didn't care too much about that one. It wasn't that big of a deal. But 25, guess what happens, baby?
Car insurance.
Car insurance goes down.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works in the podcast world.
I don't know.
Doesn't work at all. That's all right. Hey.
All
we'll
right.
have fun.
Remember, Genesis Refrigeration, Hometown Roofing. You need a roof. You need
That's
your AC
right.
fixed.
Yeah, don't forget about
Yeah.
Hometown Roofing. Sean Michelle, rock out to him. He's doing you follow him on social media, he's doing more and more shows in Nash Vegas over there. So if you're ever around Nashville, look him up. And if you're also over there, check out my boy Jay Newman's Newman Barbecue. He's doing some barbecue over there. You can find him on social media. Clint, it's been awesome as usual. You the man. Have a great week. Hope you survive with the wife out of town. I'm sure you will, because you're that dude. You can handle it. Later, y'all.
You
All right, man. Did Anna try to chat in?
No, that was me telling you that's all I got. Like, I didn't have another one. I couldn't quite say it. I know what you Clint, what you got. So I'm trying to, and I saw you stopped and read it. I'm like, oh, I was trying to be smooth.
Yeah, I remembered that restaurant one. So
Hey, won't
that
you
worked
stop
out.
recording to make sure you got it before I get out of here, because I'm ready to go home.
Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Listen, that's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Listen, I wake up in the morning, I bow my head to pray. Mama told me if I don't, ain't nothing gonna change. These prayers breaking up hard ground so I can sow the seed. Ain't afraid of no aches and pain. Lord knows I gotta follow his lead. That's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Oh, I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Sun beating down so hard.